Okay, chapter 3, and I'm just gonna start. It was a rhymy morning. Right away we get Pip's, at this point, signature levity. Now, I saw to the hulks. And as we know from last week, the hulks are the prison ships anchored off the marshes. So, this chapter 3 is a short chapter, so I thought I'll do a little more analysis and chatting this session. And I think first thing that jumps out to me, and I tell student writers, if you're trying to create an atmosphere, sometimes people think, a couple of adjectives does the work, but you're trying to create the marshy, misty marsh. More is better. Lots of adjective noun combinations all working together to create this atmosphere. This is a very powerful first paragraph of a chapter, and the imagery here, like goblins, phantoms, it really supports this young Pip, with this oppressed conscience because he's stolen from his sister's pantry. How someone like a child might see this sort of frosty morning. The mist was heavy, seemed to run at me. I think as writers, we really want to enter someone's consciousness instead of observing them, especially now when we're so influenced by the screen, TVs and movies. Too many times we watch our characters instead of inhabiting them. And this is such a inhabiting a character sentence. Instead of my running at everything, everything seemed to run at me. We're really in Pip's body with that sentence. This was very disagreeable to a guilty mind. Dickens is so good at connecting the external world, the sensory detail of the external world, to the character's internal state of mind. The gates and low-crowned felt hat. So, discerning readers will remember that in chapter 2, the hulks, the prison ships, fired a round, which told us that a second prisoner had escaped, because Joe said that's 2 nights in a row. So this is the second escaped prisoner from the prison boats, without biting it off. Even though it's a description of this man just eating and drinking, the potential of violence is in every action he takes. "I think you have got the egg," said I. "Didn't you hear the cannon last night?" So our narrator, Pip, is quite delicate and tactful for being a child, not saying, an escaped convict like you from the prison ships. Then there was firing. Have some tea, try and, part of doing this, 59 chapters and 180,000 words is I also want to make sure I have good posture and type well. I indicated in what direction the last I heard of him. I stopped in the mist to listen, and the file was still going. What an evocative image of losing the man in the mist, but the file is still going. that was it. That was our much shorter chapter than usual. And Thursday we'll continue with chapter 4. But I really think that this paragraph of a man alone on the flats and the soldiers and the guns firing, that is very voicey, and we really hear this man's fear on these cold marshes. And I think that the early opening really sets the tone for how frosty and cold it is, and we get a sense of what it might have been like to spend a night, a winter night out on those marshes. And we saw more of Pip being both tactful and intelligent and observant, and succeeding in his quest to get the man this food. Now we have to see when he returns home if his subterfuge and theft have been discovered. But thank you all for joining. That's 3 sessions in the books. I'm really enjoying it, and about 55, 56 more to go, and hope we pick up people. But if not, even if there's 1 viewer, 0 viewers, it doesn't matter. I'm going to finish this series because I'm learning so much and enjoying it so much, and it's very soothing and calming. And thank you for being part of this project. All right, let's call it there.